much, Supervisors. My name is Kathy Moley. I'm a employee at Pacific Watershed Associates. I'm one of the early members of the Redwood Coast Tsunami Working Group, and I'm a resident of Fields Landing, which, as we all know, is subject to tsunamis from local earthquakes inducing local tsunamis. We have been working for months now on the Fields Landing Tsunami Evacuation Drill, which is occurring this Saturday at 10 o'clock. As one of the goals of the Redwood Coast Tsunami Working Group is to make tsunami-ready communities throughout our coastal. And I'm going to step back in history just a little bit. This drill that's occurring on Saturday has a 27-year history coming about it. And this is because in 1992, we had the Cape Mendocino earthquake series. The first of those earthquakes caused a small tsunami that did occur on the North Coast. Prior to that, our focus was on the big earthquake. When will that big one come? And then we hit ourselves on the head and said, oh, that big earthquake comes with a really big wave. And so in 1995, we started this Redwood Coast Tsunami Working Group. The Redwood Coast Tsunami Working Group is a consortium of federal, state, private, residents, the whole gambit. It's everybody working together, everybody who has a stake in the game, and if you live here on the North Coast, you have a stake in the game. And in the past years, we have successfully created tsunami-ready communities: Oric, Manila, Samoa, King Salmon. There's still a few more on our docket, and when it came up to Fields Landing was one of our points that we knew was at risk. Said, okay, let's get this done. And they said, who wants to work on it? And I looked around, and I was the only one standing there because everyone else stepped back. I was fortunate in having the National Weather Service step up, and Ryan's not with us here today because he's gone downstairs working on the fire and wind and potential PG&E shutoffs. We've got the state California Office of Emergency Services. Todd stepped up to be a co-worker on this. We have private citizens, Nancy Dean, a former member of the National Weather Service. We have my husband Maurice, who is a resident of Fields Landing, and we have my private consulting firm, who has also stepped up to be a big contributor to this whole project. And the biggest point I want to make out of this whole thing is the level of people coming together to work on these sorts of projects. We have from the federal level to the state level to private industries to the business that has allowed us to meet at their establishment inside the tsunami evacuation zone. You know, everybody's playing their part and pulling together, all the way down to the citizens who are going to practice this drill. And much like the Great California Shakeout, which is now at over 8 million people participating on October 17th, their drop, cover, and hold on skills. When you drill it out, it puts it into muscle memory. Then you know what you're doing, and you don't have to say, oh my God, what do I do now? Say, I know because I've done this. I've walked the walk. And so that's what we're really encouraging everyone to do with these drills. And I want to take a moment to say what the drill is going to consist of. We have walked the community, we have invited people to come and get information. The media has been wonderful at pushing this information out. On Saturday morning at 10 a.m. or thereabouts, the siren in Fields Landing will be singly pushed. There will be one siren. If it came from the National Weather Service, all sirens would go off. That's not what we want. This is specific to Fields Landing. But what we want is everybody at 10 o'clock on Saturday to say, am I in a zone that needs to be evacuated, yes or no? If I do need to evacuate, I need to have my bag prepared. What should I put in it if I need to be alone for a few days or self-sufficient? Survive the earthquake, and once you've survived the earthquake and you need to evacuate, gather up your stuff, go out the door. If you have a neighbor that you need just to check on, take them with you. If you're in an area of high ground, check your supplies. Check what you need to check on before the event. Practice your duck cover and hold on if you like. We will have people at PG&E is a partner on this activity, and what they're going to do is staff the high ground at King Salmon. We anticipate the community members of King Salmon may hear the siren, so they can say, I know this is a drill, but I'm going to practice going to high ground today. And they'll go up and go to high ground. The siren will go off. We will have in the community, Humboldt Bay Fire Department will be staged to kind of control traffic as we have on-ramps and off-ramps. We will have ham radio operators in Humboldt County will be on several street corners. We have community service emergency response teams. The CERT teams will also be out there directing traffic and assisting people. Caltrans is opening up a corporation yard that they have. That will be for the drill, our staging area. Everyone will go up to that area and collectively group together. That is above and beyond our high grounds. So, but for the purpose of the drill, we want to bring everyone in. Congratulations, you've made it. What worked for you, what didn't work for you, and then kind of move along. Quite likely we will have a presence from the Coast Guards. They may be doing a flyover and doing some aerial imagery, hopefully. We have CHP has been alerted. The Sheriff's Office, depending on availability, will be alerted. Caltrans on the highways will have special event signs going in and out of town so that you traffic calming kind of things. And then we're gonna congratulate everybody for being successfully evacuated and practicing their job.
And Kathy, I appreciate, because